Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Lakeville Open Space Committee meeting of Thursday, December 4th, 6 p.m. at the Lakeville Senior Center. I'm Chair David Zalonis. All 6 active members are here, and we have a special guest, Nancy Yates, from the Conservation Commission and other places. And LakeCAM is recording this meeting. Is anybody else recording the meeting? The answer is no. This meeting is now called to order. So the first item on the agenda is the Lakeville Hiking Trails Development project that we just started gathering information on the last couple of months. That's why Nancy is here to provide some insights into that, and I know Melissa and Lynn are kind of spearheading this from the committee standpoint. So you want to start the conversation, see where we're going.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm coming. The first thing I want to talk about is I had talked to you about Serpent and what they're doing, and I had a meeting, today's Thursday, Tuesday, I had a meeting with Serpent, so I brought up that question and asked, and what they have a grant for and what they're doing are recreational areas and not necessarily specific trails. And it doesn't sound like they've really started in, heavily yet, but
Okay,
it's
so-
more like specific areas.
So they're not considering hiking trail areas as a recreational area?
Well, I think they're looking at recreational areas and maybe not specifically the trails are on it to head people in the right direction is more what it sounded like to me. But you should talk to them on Wednesday because they'll be at the APC meeting, the same people that are doing it, so
It is the same.
maybe they'll go into more detail with you.
Okay.
But that's when I asked the question. First, they looked at me like they really kind of didn't know what I was talking about. Well, because I like this network of trails you're doing, because that's what I was kind of have the understanding I got, right?
Yeah.
So,
Looked like there was going to be a lot of possible interaction and help we would get from them in completing this. From looking what they were doing was going to be a lot of what we wanted to do, but maybe not.
well, if they direct the traffic to the places where there are trails, like we have a kiosk up by Betty's Neck, so if somebody gets there, they'll be able to, trail maps are right there on the kiosk,
right.
and they'll be able, and then there's a phone number they can call up if they have questions. So,
Is there one Serpent contact for us, or is it different Serpent contacts for different things?
I would talk to Karen Bettinelli, that's who I was talking to, in Danica, and they both come to the APC meeting. And they'll both be there
Danica
on
and Karen.
Wednesday, right, because they're still working on the permitting for the restoration project on the Upper Nemasket, which is a nightmare. I can't believe how hard sometimes it is to get things done.
All right, I'll follow up with them at the APC meeting and see what kind of interaction there might be with us on this. Okay, so that's pretty much covers what Serpent is doing for us, or not doing for us right now.
Okay, but you specifically want to talk about Pickens Street, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, so we all went there. You went there too, right? Yeah, so, so that's under the Conservation Commission. So how do we go about, it looks pretty good, but it's not, there's some things that need to be cleaned out and stuff, so what will we do as far as
Alright,
making
so-
it better?
You have to come up with a plan because we've been here before.
Okay.
And there are old televised meetings where you can see how much trouble, who was it? You, and there was a woman on Concom that was really interested too. And Mike Schroeder, and doing that. And they just seemed to be, it seemed so hard to me that, they had to come and ask permission all the time and they were on Concom. And to me, that was it's kind of I never had to do that. Why do they gotta ask all these permissions? And everybody was just so pickly about everything. So I think that whatever plan you devise, and I will help you, but it needs to probably be presented to the commission because there are things that you have to take the best approach you can to make of safety. You can't get sued if somebody trips and falls down if you've taken all the precautions that the trails are relatively clean and you have signage. My concern about Pickens Street is there are abutting properties, including yours, that people end up probably looking in the window of her house, because maybe
That's
it looks
right.
empty sometime,
That's
because
right.
they don't know.
Right.
So it's so funny, I think it says 2002, I don't know, when we were doing the horse trail and some of the trails around the APC, and I looked up, this company's still in business. Been passing them around. And then I looked up also about I have a problem with people nailing things into trees. So there's also, what we did at Betty's Neck is we painted blazes.
It's
I like the eagle one. We did blazes. We have a kit, actually, because I've had Boy Scouts, mostly Boy Scouts, not Girl Scouts. I do have Girl Scouts coming in the spring to reblaze. Because if you paint the blazes on the trees, after a while the bark falls off, or they fade, or whatever. So I think this is the third roundup at Betty's Neck. But it's 20 years. And we probably didn't have it done right away. But if you do these with aluminum nails, or the other recommendation is put them on a dead tree. And another recommendation is to put in a post and put them on a post. So, but they will last indefinitely. And I did look up online before I came.
So the aluminum,
What is the-
aluminum nails are less,
And short aluminum. There's if you go online and you look
Yeah.
like under recommendations. So.
I think less
And it
damaging
was
to the
done
tree.
by arborists. The
They don't
arborists mark
last.
their trees with these, and it's the aluminum nails that they use, and I think they're a little bit shorter.
So
You're
they
not gonna
also
dry-
won't rust.
Yeah,
They don't rust, right? It
They'll
makes some kind of
oxidize, they won't
bacteria
rust.
in the tree from the rust. So, but they had, whatever. I can't believe I just found this at a very timely time.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So, I can leave this if you
Okay,
like.
That would be great.
Or, I can copy and give you some copies because
Yeah,
we would be able to buy them,
okay.
okay?
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
know from town meeting,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. We have a little bit of money that we'll be able to use on maintenance of land that we have and some
Okay.
other things that, whatever, so we
You're
could
right,
probably,
those signage is critical,
right.
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
critical.
If you could just like scan it in, copy it and email it, that's fine. We don't have to take pictures and.
Okay, all right. So, that's what I think that you need to present some kind of a plan that the trails, where they're gonna be, if they've been cleaned, make sure they're on our property.
So you're
That's
saying
another
per-
thing, and
per-
she can help with this, because I think a lot of it is you, and then does it go over to
No,
Glenn's?
It does.
Goes over to Glenn
Yeah, but a lot of it
Crystallini's
is
land
mine,
too?
yeah.
A lot of it is
The
yours.
largest part is mine.
And that back part of Glenn's comes on to, is that wagon, what is that?
Oh,
Cul-de-sac right there at the end of Glenn's property.
Stonewall Drive?
Yeah, I think it is Stonewall Drive. So you don't want to end up in somebody's backyard over there either, because it goes right to a gate there, which is ours, but that's kind of dead, and you don't want to send people up to a gate and then they got to turn around and come back, and now they were right in somebody's like side yard, and take the best precautions that you can, that nobody gets hurt, and that there's good signage so that we don't start getting letters from people that you're trespassing on their property, or irate phone calls or whatever. And I don't think this commission that I have will have any problem with us. That's land that should be used on that side of town, which is nice. You know, sometimes people are like, we want more and more. There's 4,000 acres on the APC. There's a lot of walking, but it's all way on that Middleborough line kind of side of town. So, and also the Boy Scout house is, was fixed up by Donnie Bissonette. And that's another reason I wanted a little money that we had to be able for maintenance, because he's done a lot and spent a lot, but it still needs bathrooms, I think it
does.
is. Because we could use that as a meeting spot for I've always said that we could use that as a meeting spot for Concom, which would be nice. We don't have to struggle for, you know, on our regular nights we're all right at the police station, but that gets kind of tied up. So, because sometimes we end up here.
Yeah.
So,
So the land behind the Boy Scout house, is that also part of it?
there's a little bit, but not a
No,
lot, right?
just
It's
a
not
little.
like acres and acres
No,
like the
not
other,
so
right?
much.
Yeah, so there wouldn't be trails there. I thought that was a trail.
Well, it could be a picnic area.
It could.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
could.
And
Yeah.
then you could have a little event or train, you know, I'm really big into the younger generation needs some help getting involved with, you know, a lot of people that are involved are older. And,
Right.
you know, I'm constantly,
Probably
even
not.
at Betty's Neck, it's
Right.
like, you know, you need some younger people to step up. So you need to get them excited.
Yeah.
And I've seen it at Betty's Neck with kids that we had, this is quite a few years ago, but it really dawned on me how much it affects the younger people if you actually, I don't want to say make them do it, but get them there, and then
And
they'll
then they wanna
see
do it.
something. Yeah, what did I have? I had Keeping Track come down from Maine, and we had like we used to do Columbus Day weekend. I used to do a 3-day event up there. I had some money, and we had Keeping Track come down, and the people came down and took them out on the property, and they saw otter tracks and tracks through the woods with like the professionals, and they had all the skins and the skulls and everything out. And so one guy comes in, and his boy was about 12 years old, and they come in, and he's like, you know, like, I don't want to be here, right? So, and I got this 100 people there, so I'm about and around and everything, and off they go on thing, and later on they had done some other stuff, and at the end of the night when they came back and they were leaving, he came away, he says, I want to thank you so much, and as they're driving away, he's like hanging out the window going, bye!
That's great.
So, I mean, it really does.
Yeah.
You gotta get them the bug a little bit, I think. So I'd like to see some more things, and it wouldn't hurt. There's gonna be a building there, there's gonna be bathrooms there. So you could have a little picnic area, or you could have a little event, or get the scouts to help put it on, so it doesn't all fall on.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is whatever the committee wants to do, we present to the Conservation Commission for approval, and if there's funds involved, where does that come from?
Well, it would come, but we're not gonna see that money till July 1st. So, but it's winter time, and you know, coming into the spring, you could get everything up and ready to go, so that, you know.
Now, what about protection areas? There were some areas that had water.
Vernal pools.
Vernal pools, yeah, so those, we could identify those? No? Okay,
Be a training.
yeah,
There's a vernal pool at Betty's Neck, you know, but it's kind of like remote in an area that, you know, people don't like march by, or
right.
See, on these ones, you walk right by them.
you walk right by
You
them
walk right by them.
on the trail.
Well, they're all up in the woods, but you know that if you know they're vernal pools, oh, look, water.
Are they certified?
I
don't think so.
I don't think they're certified.
I don't think they're certified either, so I
They were gonna
would
get
say,
certified, but I don't think they ever got certified.
well, if you certify them, which would not be a bad idea, then you could put some protection kind of signage around and have it be a learning. You know how
Yeah.
you go to those places and they
Yeah.
have like a little kiosk, and it explains, you know,
Yeah.
what the,
Yeah,
in fact, I have so much vernal pool information.
do you?
I used to do a vernal pool program at Assawamsett School.
Oh, did you? Behind the school?
No, at the school.
at the
I'd go
school.
in, you know, I had a
Oh,
little
oh, okay.
slideshow
Yeah.
and, you
Oh.
know, teach about, and Dick Turner would
Dick
go out
Turner.
in the morning, and he'd cut off gallon jugs, he'd cut off the top, and he'd go get pollywogs and all stuff and bring them into the classroom so that they had some live creatures in the classroom, and then he would come back and put them back.
Put them back in the pool.
Yeah, that's Dick. So, yeah, but I have like posters and identifying all the animals. I did a program in Attleboro too with Mass Audubon about vernal pools, where we actually went out with the kids and did and that's something we could be done also, those
Right,
kind of
yeah,
things. I
yeah.
would love to see.
Yeah,
I used to do a lot of, I just got too busy with other
Yeah.
stuff, but I used to do that all the time with the kids. Because
okay.
it's nothing like seeing their little faces when they
Yeah.
find some vernal pool creature or whatever.
Salamander.
Yeah, yep.
So you're saying that old Boy Scout house has been redone, it just doesn't have bathrooms?
Yeah, it's beautiful
in
looking,
good
but it
shape.
needs a finish, it needs to be finished.
And is it being used for anything right now?
I don't know about the heat, do you?
I don't.
I don't know about the heat, but in the summer, I don't have any heat at Betty's Neck either. I have wood stove, but we used to have meetings up there.
Well, I don't know, I think we were
In the summertime.
starting with trails, but, that would be something nice to put into use.
Well, once people start, I'm looking at long-range plans,
Right, right.
once people
Right.
start being used to using that area, or
Yeah.
if there are a couple of picnic tables outside the little building where they can have a picnic,
That's a good idea.
they get used to going there, and,
Do you know the story behind the parallel parking only?
no.
It must have been an accident or something many years ago. Because, there is an intersection there, and if people are both parked this way and it's not that busy over there. But
Oh, parallel parking. Yeah.
So you have to park, and you only get a few cars in the lot.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
How is it defined?
There's this big sign
There's a
there that says
sign.
parallel
Parallel
parking only.
But
It's
there's no
behind-
lines?
No.
No.
So all you'd have to do is take down the sign?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. That's it.
All right, I can find that out. Burn your pen. Okay.
On trail maintenance, I know they're in very good shape, but, as far as ongoing, and if there's a log here or there, how do you manage that? How do you is there?
Tree down.
Yeah, but I mean, is there
I'll
somebody
go for a
that-
walk with my saw sometime, and I'll take care of it.
Yeah? We put that in the plan? Yeah, I mean, it has to be ongoing, what, is there?
Well, big trees, I would think would have to be the highway department.
Yeah.
But besides, just trail clearing would be
Yeah.
volunteers. You could have a volunteer day, like Little Lifters or something, same thing, where you would have some people come in and you would show up with your chainsaw.
Right, exactly.
I scare all the kids.
And they could pull a stump, and then you have people take the little branches and
Well, we're talking
stuff.
about a tree about this big.
Yeah.
And it runs from the woods and across the path and just cut it right off.
Cut the
Leave it.
section right out.
Be fine.
It is good to leave things for, bugs and nature and whatever, to have a home. Everybody needs a home, even the little creatures.
Yeah,
And I think the highway department is responsible as far as the cemetery.
because of the cemetery, yeah.
But if it was endangered, like if it was endangered, I had a tree down in the field at Betty's Neck, a big giant tree down. I was interfering with the haying because we get money for haying up at Betty's Neck. So
Oh, okay.
that mysteriously disappeared. So I didn't do it. So that's been a department. It was a big tree.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of ongoing maintenance, so it's just, you see a lot of towns and they do something one year and 2 or 3 years later it's gone, especially with trails and things. So I walk some of the area community trails and
Well,
they
my
go down fast.
revolving fund is cumulative, and I don't want it to be cumulative too big. Right? So
Yeah.
we need to use it to do the things that we need to do. I don't want to be frivolous either,
Yeah.
but, that's what it's for. And it's not like I'm going to put it in a savings account.
And, maybe it's from, it seems like it should be somebody once a year walks the trail and says, what does it need?
That would be part of your plan to us,
Yeah.
that you
Right.
would take the
Right.
responsibility
Yeah, we're
to
gonna
do
take
it
the
and implement, yeah.
responsibility.
What does
Right.
it mean?
It means us.
Yeah,
But you
signage
tell
and,
us and we would,
Yeah.
you'd
Okay.
notify us. It's not like you had to do it all. We
Right.
could,
Right.
also do something to help you
Like
get
have the,
volunteers.
like
or-
have the little,
Yeah.
like you do that, yeah. So we have a
That sounds
volunteer day,
manageable, yeah.
or like in the Appalachian Trail where it's like, own your trail. This is your trail.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so,
So
right?
that sounds like that should work with the maintenance, low cost maintenance. Signage.
So, yeah. Yeah, okay, so we need a plan, and then, all right, we'll do that.
Now, we're talking with Vigors here, right?
Yeah, this is
the
Vigors,
main one
yeah.
we're looking at. But, if we're, part of our objective is all the trails in Lakeville, there aren't that many of them, but, Betty's Neck is also in Lakeville, but you are part of the APC, and you have trail maps and stuff that, I don't know, a little vague,
Well, they might be a little vague, but, my original idea, I have to tell you, was to have those trails on that side. Oh, yeah, no,
Not
that's
that
not the one. That's
this
not the one either.
Yeah, that's all I got.
It's on the kiosk.
Oh, it's on the kiosk.
Okay, is it online
It's like the
anywhere?
Whitetail Trail and the Blue Blaze Trail. There's a Whitetail Trail, which
Yeah,
is the White Blaze, is like the Appalachian Trail, same thing.
But is that available online anywhere?
I don't think so, because on my page the Assawamsett Pond page has not really been developed. I was
Well, that's
gonna work on
something-
it with Tracy, but
If that is a file, if we were to put up on, whether it's on open space, wherever we put it, these are the walking trails in Lakeville, we could, if you have that, that could be, that trail's already, map's already created, we could put that up on that site.
I can send you that, and it has a backside too. It has a trail on the, if you look at the kiosk, it will show the front side of the paper and the back side of the paper. If I set up anywhere and was handing out maps, it's what I hand out. It's like, take only pictures, leave only footprints, and the rules are on the back of that map.
Yep.
I had, the whole point up there of having a mailbox was we had a mailbox in the parking lot. It lasted 24 hours before it got stolen, so I didn't do it again. So it's not like any place up there it's the vandalism up there is.
But, we were gonna, on the town website, a place
Yeah,
where
that
you
you
can go, you can call up Betty's Neck Trail Map, print it out and go, or Vigor's Trail Map, print it out and
Tells the
go.
distances too on
Yeah.
the little map that's on the
Yeah.
kiosk, so we could put it up on the website.
Who, do you know who did the map for Betty's Neck?
Yeah, Shona Hurd's son Pete and I together. And it's very rustic, but that's how I like it up there, actually. I try not to get too.
Mhm.
That's why we have a wood stove instead of central heating and whatever. I mean, it's trying to keep it in the age of the barn's 1927.
Have you seen the Wildlands Trust maps? And like they did this for, this is for a couple of towns, and they put like several maps on one piece like that, and they also have them available. You can just go on their website.
And get it
Yeah,
off of Wildlands Trust. Great River
.org
Preserve. Yeah, I have seen that
/trails.
actually.
And so you can, it's a really good idea. So I think if we could have something like that. And
For-
of course, Wildlands Trust creates their own maps
Right.
too. And I don't know if you're into creating maps, if you want to do more maps, or does Serpide must do maps also?
Yeah, I think Serpide does maps also.
Because obviously we'd have to pay a fee to Wildlands Trust to do, something like that for Lakeville, and give us this. That's one option. But I guess we have a budget with Serpide, and if they do maps, maybe within the budget without having to do anything else. And have you had a chance to contact Serpide on this yet?
I thought we were waiting for Nancy.
Yeah. We're getting information now, but I mean, that's on the list to do, because
Yeah.
when you get to creating maps,
Yeah.
it's, sounds like Serpide might be the best way to go, but this is another option.
Another option so when you're talking about all the trails in Lakeville, all right, so Betty's Neck, and that has a map that they could probably make look a little fancier, I guess, but that's, what I was saying is when I originally started out, I thought 20 years ago that those are the trails that we created and leave the other half for the wildlife. And so, you don't want to take your whole 358 acres and have everybody travel all over. The animals need someplace to go. So I had planned on doing that. And then I thought if years down the road they really got wrecked or overrun or something, which they're really not, that we would leave those go and do some more on the other side. But it's never worked out like that. And
It worked out fine though.
yeah. Because it's like if we start all over again on the other side, people have to learn it all over again. Then they'd still be going over there, and they still bushwhack. I have to go and spray paint out. Like somebody decided to just make their own other trails along the cliff, which to me was a little bit dangerous because there's a cliff that like runs along. I'm like, and it's like this. No, that's not being responsible. So somebody
Right.
would be getting hurt. And it's the same thing. Like we had another cliff trail that was on the water side. And I went out there with Tracy one day, and she tripped on a root, and I thought she was going over the side. So because I didn't realize how much erosion you get on those banks. So we put a big, split rail thing across and made another trail, which is now that's grown in. So people now use that other trail. And there are still little trails that go down so that people can see the water. You don't have to see the water every second,
Right.
especially if you don't want them going over the cliff.
Yeah.
But
What about the road going in there?
well, that's funny because I talked about that with Tracy today. And I've talked about this, and we'll have to see how it goes. But the gravel Fisheries and Wildlife have share a conservation restriction on us on that road. And Aaron Best came in and dumped, they gave us all that gravel that was right there. And somehow, I don't know, the message didn't get through. They're like, oh, we don't know whose gravel that is. It was given to us.
Oh.
So that's been brought forward. It just needs to be done.
Oh.
And I'm just not sure if, then it's the thing of there's a new owner of the bogs, which is another whole, whatever. A new owner of the bogs we all should have been notified. It happened in March. Those bogs were sold in March. And nobody,
So
that's under a conservation restriction.
To a Canadian company?
No,
No?
Yeah,
Fruit
was the-
Dior, that's the purchase before. We knew about Fruit
Okay,
Dior.
for you.
And he came down, Francois
Francois.
came down from Canada. It was really,
So another
and he was
company.
willing to help with the roads and everything. Francois was really nice. But now, I think there was things that Francois wanted to do the town wouldn't agree with. And I sat in on some of those meetings. He can't. He wanted to dig up a bog and make his own pond to draw water from, but part of the conservation restrictions, no material, and we've already had trouble with this, can go off that land. He could send some over to Terry Edwards to have it processed, but it's gotta come back. Material cannot, under the conservation restriction, be sold off and leave that property. But he wanted to dig it out and make his own pond, which I don't understand why. He's one of the few people in the state of Massachusetts that has a permit to withdraw water from the ponds.
Oh.
So I don't know why he wanted to do that, but that was a big no-no. So, and there was he wanted to make new bogs, and there was other stuff he wanted to do, and he wanted the town to buy the rotten buildings also, which we don't need that liability. We already
Who's
had that
the-
problem with Lakeville Hospital.
Who's the new owner?
The new owner is, his name is George, and I just say Stephanopoulos because I know that's off, but he's, owns Cumberland Farms. And I have no idea because I think Tracy just was out there rangering and ran into his lawyer walking on Betty's Neck, so we now have a contact to him, but that property changed hands in March. DCR, who holds conservation restriction on the bogs too, with the town of Lakeville, we all should have been notified because the conservation restriction goes with the property.
Yep.
So either somebody needs to take that gravel and put it on the road. So Tracy's kind of being in charge of that. She's going to make noise. So better her than me. I make enough noise.
Because the road itself is owned by that new owner, right?
But we have the right to pass and repass, so it's totally, we can fix it.
Yeah.
And the gravel's right there, and
So
it was a
it's pretty
donation
good.
from
Yeah, it's
Fisheries
really
and
good.
Wildlife, so
Yeah,
that was very nice of them to do
It
that.
was.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
So as far as the trails in Lakeville, I think we made a list last
Okay,
time.
yeah, I would be interested in the list.
So we have, I think this is what we have. So at Ted Williams Camp, there's trails there, right? That's Bob, and that's the park
Like the
commission.
same trails where it used to be, sorry, I gotta get my.
I haven't seen them all, I just,
right.
just going by the,
Right,
Where
by
the
the
exercise,
pond. Yeah.
where the
Yeah.
exercise
Yeah.
trail used to be,
Yeah.
okay, and that is still intact, even
Still
with all the
there.
fields and everything, it's still, well, it's not intact, they're kind of wrecked, but,
And the fitness trail, we had an Eagle Scout redo the fitness trail like 3 or 4 years ago.
they did, okay,
So that's still
Alright.
there.
okay.
There's a couple smaller ones.
And
We'll
it
have to
gets
see
wet in
what
spots.
happens. Yeah, so we'll have to see what happens when the fire station goes in, because that was like the wettest spot, was over there. And
Okay.
then over by the field in the middle gets wet too. So we'll
Okay.
have to see.
okay.
Well, the drainage at the fire station, believe me, is gonna be really good. We made sure,
So- And then there's behind Assawamsett School,
okay?
the hiking trails, right?
That's hard
Yeah,
because of the kids.
Yeah.
They really don't want people, you know?
No, you don't want to
Okay.
advertise that one. Yeah. All right, so,
And there was an eagle's nest down in that cove. It's not still active, but
Oh.
right in that cove. And we had some trouble at the time when that nest was there that people were going down through the schoolyard and,
that's the only ones. We were gonna talk about, I don't know about Howland Road, there was some land over there, I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
how much land is left in Howland Road? Do you know? I tried to find out from the assessor's office, but they couldn't tell me.
Whereabouts? On Howland, what do you mean Howland Road?
Over by the railroad tracks. We had hundreds of acres and then we traded it back and forth.
Oh, you mean the pig farm?
No, not the pig farm.
Half of the pig farm.
Mm.
That was all the pig farm. That was
Yeah.
1,200 acres was the
Right.
pig farm.
Wow.
Okay, sorry, I had to.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sold.
Yeah, oh, so that's, oh, yeah.
Well,
We had 1,200 acres. We sold half of it to Fisheries and Wildlife. Well, he sold us half of it, the wet part. He sold us kind of like the whatever. But that was fine. It was $1,000 an acre, so it was a deal, so we got that. But then we couldn't take care of it. People were taking cordwood out of there, like cords of wood.
Oh.
There's no way we had the ability. It wasn't part of the APC, so we weren't watching. There's no way we had the ability to watch 600 acres of land, an isolated area, just getting in there.
Yeah.
I went in there with Joan Pierce from Fisheries and Wildlife. She's got a handheld like we were on Earth, and we ended up in a housing development on the back side, about like 3/4 of a mile away from where our cars were.
so
So,
that's the
there's a-
land that goes around the pig farm. 30 Howland was sold to a developer, but it is conservation land that goes kind of around it.
there is one piece that was left for, was it Mass Audubon?
Audubon.
Yeah, Mass Audubon, that has that one little trail that, if you can find it, good luck with that, but one little piece that goes up to get to the back part, but now that it's been sold, it's kinda, and there were some nice, like, logging roads in there that even had like cohog shell and stuff on them. There was one, if you look at it online, like a aerial view thing, it like shows up like a big white spot, and it's where they must have used to been able to dump cohog shells there on the road. So there's some great places in there, but it's not us anymore.
Is there a parking area? Is it, there's no signs
No.
or
But just park
parking?
on the street when they went in there, just wander in.
So-
And when we go to, there is still a piece on the backside that has a conservation restriction on it. And when we go to look, and I made somebody else go last time, but we park at the middle school and climb over the railroad tracks and go up the back way, that little piece.
You look both ways.
But then you're on school grounds again, and that we only went in there when they came down to do our yearly inspection to if we were taking care of it.
Yeah, I think that might be left out for now. I don't know.
Howland
My
Road, yeah.
opinion, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, you didn't identify any other ones. What
So-
about Tamarack Park? There's absolutely no hiking trails, Tamarack Park, Tamarack.
Yeah, this trails
That's
down to
just-
the
yeah.
swampy water.
Just down to the canoe launch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, that was the other thing, people tried to put motorboats in there. I had to have the highway department come and put those posts in because they were trying to,
How would they get through there? It's tough enough on a kayak.
well, it's the same thing at the canoe launch off of Vaughn Street, down to the Nemasket. They thought they were, I came upon them trying to cut down trees in there. Somebody had decided they were gonna try to cut down trees so that they could back a
through?
motorboat
Oh, wow.
into there. And
Wow.
I'm like,
People have a lot of nerve.
stop. Yeah.
Gutsy people.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I know. Well, especially when you don't know who they are, they don't know who you are. Or they're like, who are you? I'm like, I'm the one's gonna call the cops. That's who I
Yeah.
am.
So what does that leave us for trails?
That's all I had. I
Yeah.
don't know of
So
any
was it
other
Betty's
ones.
Neck,
Do you know-
Biggers?
did you-
Yeah, well, you talked about it last week. That one that goes around Clear Pond. It's
Oh,
still
Clear
there.
Pond,
Clear
yeah, we
Pond.
ju- yeah,
So that would
okay.
be a fourth
So-
one would be Clear Pond.
We'd have to come up with a plan
And
to
that's
open it
a
up.
Parks Commission too, right?
hmm
Has that been used?
It used to be. It hasn't been for a while. The DPW cleaned it up 2 or 3 years ago. But it's hard because it's closed. It's only open when the beach is open. Other than that, it's locked off. So we'd have to come up with a plan to open that up.
So, but it is separate from the beach area, because you need like a pass or something for the beach area.
Yeah.
Right? But that trail, you wouldn't need. a
It comes
pass.
off the back of the parking lot. So as long as you started at the back of the parking lot, it goes across the beach. But I mean, we just need a plan. It's there. It's in pretty good shape. And the old pump house is on that trail for the pond. So it's kind of cool.
So you think that's
The old,
workable?
for the hospital, the old pump house for the hospital?
Yeah.
So that's workable even with the beach, you know, I don't belong, but what do you have to get, a permit you buy every year to go there or something?
For town residents, you could just come during the day and pay your fee, but you can get a season pass also. And if you're out of town, you can get a season pass and come.
And if you just want to hike the trail, you can
Go
park
at the
in
end of the parking lot.
and go. Okay. So it is separate, so we could do that one. How long is the trail?
It's about a mile.
All right, so there's 4 trails we're looking at?
Yes.
So do it again, 4 trails.
So Clear Pond, Ted
Yep.
Williams Camp, Betty's Neck, Vigors.
So we're limited to 4, and so whether we just go online with something like this, and, you know, send us what you got on Betty's
Yeah, if
Neck,
you
and
could,
that-
yeah,
if
it'd be-
that's useful, that could be done
The
already.
information on those, that too, yeah.
Okay, so here's my other question is this for like out for the great masses, or is this out for like people of town of Lakeville?
Well, it's gonna be advertised on our website. I don't know if we're gonna, obviously, anybody can come. It's,
Yeah.
On our website, now you're talking about Wildlands Trust website, but it would be.
no, I wouldn't put it on Wildlands
Okay,
Trust.
on
I was
our
just using that
website.
as an example.
I just have to tell you, over the last years, the more people, especially like Long Point Road and between the lakes and stuff, it's like constantly trashed because more and more and more people come, and a lot of people come. It's just a lot of trash, and I gotta say, at Betty's Neck, we don't have any wood to knock on, but we don't have that problem a lot. You know, we have it when the kids are gonna graduate. I've had like, 100 Solo cups and a keg out there, you know, when kids are graduating from high school in June or whatever. So we have little pockets of like whatever, which we have, now that I have 4 ranges, we don't see that much. But that, and I hate saying this because I don't want it to change, but the amount of litter is very small. I can have a very large event and we drive away from there and there's no litter. You know,
Well,
so
you need to put the signs up to say, you know, take out what you bring in. You know, it's like preserve our you know,
well, that's what's
resources.
on the back of my map that I hand
Right,
out.
right.
Carry in, carry out.
But the
Carry
people
on.
who
And
aren't
all
gonna
the
take
other
out
rules,
their trash
you know.
aren't gonna listen
Right.
because you have a sign.
Right.
They'll just,
I think the only advertising or promoting we're gonna do would be on the town website or in the community newsletter, so it would be focused towards Lakeville
Okay.
residents, but obviously you can't keep the rest of the world
No,
out.
no, you can't, but you don't have to
But we're
send
not,
out
we're
a
not gonna advertise.
worldwide invitation.
I mean, I worry about the cemetery in
isn't this a
Vegas because people
requirement
used
on
to,
the
kids
open
used to go
space
out there
plan?
and have bonfires,
It's a
and there was a
requirement
lot of
on
trash
the
out by the
open space plan,
cemetery.
right?
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, it was one of our
That
goals.
should
I know it was one of our
Yes,
goals.
yeah.
No, that's true, yeah. And
It's
our
like,
goals
what?
are
Should be
in the
off
open
limits.
space
The
plan.
trail goes
Yeah.
right by the cemetery.
The trail goes right by the cemetery.
Right by the
Vigors too, we didn't talk
cemetery.
about that either. So that's the signage that you should have, like, you know.
I mean, there's some history over there. I was all excited
Yeah,
for
there
the
is.
celebration. We're gonna
Yeah,
have.
there's a lot of history out
Oh,
there.
you were just saying that the cemetery is not part of that, the Vickers Conservation Land, or it is part of it?
Well, it's right in it, yeah,
It
it's
is
part
So
of
it is
it,
part
yeah.
of it. So,
It is.
and that trail that goes by it is part of that. Okay, so that's good.
Well, and according to Ken Upham, all cemeteries are open to the public.
They are.
So, I mean, just a sign with, you know, be respectful,
Yeah.
maybe kind of
Yes.
a thing, you know.
Yeah, they are open.
And maybe have some volunteers that, you know, peruse it every once in a while to, like I say, all of a sudden it's like, oh, maybe somebody's camping up at Betty's Neck, so we're gonna really check. But
Yeah.
if you have people that are using the trails, you also make sure you're gonna have a phone number somewhere, so when they see something or they have somebody that they
calls.
can call.
Now, who's
Probably
not-
be me.
I was gonna say, whose phone number's on your sign at Betty's Neck? Is it yours?
It's on every map, it's on every sign, it's on in the newspaper. That's why sometimes they used to say at the town, oh, we don't want to give out your phone number. It's a town phone. Give it out. I answer it all the time. Well, except for Tracy's text, I guess. But if it rings, I usually,
But it's a town number.
yeah. Yeah, and it's on the bottom of all the maps.
So, So is that a number that we could use too?
You use it.
We do, okay.
Okay,
So-
you do.
I do.
Alright.
I do.
She answers it. When I call her, she must recognize it, although people have told me it says all different things when they.
Your name pops up.
So, any other
I don't
topics on
think
the
so.
trails?
No,
Any questions?
I just appreciate the feedback. I mean, this is, you know, so, yeah. I mean, that's, yeah, that's, I guess we have
It's
to.
encouraging that
design a
somebody
plan.
is like giving it a little love again, you know?
Yeah,
Sarah Kulikovich.
Kulikovich.
That's it. The name didn't come to me before. Sarah no wonder, Kulikovich. But she just had a love of that area and
she
tried to
did.
take it on, and she just never, maybe she didn't, I can't remember exactly how it went. I just felt like she had a really hard time getting it going, but there's no reason why. It's town land, nothing, nobody says it can't be, you know, utilized and on that side of town.
yeah.
So I think, you know, based on the discussion, it seems like this scope isn't that bad. We've got, what, 4 locations, there's
Right.
some work already
Right.
done, and
Yeah.
clean up, getting organized, and.
How many miles do you think are in figures? How many miles do you think it is? 2?
Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe 2,
yeah,
maybe 3,
yeah.
if you do the loop.
If we do the loop,
Yeah, we didn't
clean
do
that
the
up,
loop.
yeah, no, yeah.
So you didn't climb that steep hill?
Did you?
Yes.
We did it.
Barely, but yes.
Yeah.
We did not. The cliff, with the rock, you mean that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The man with the dog said, "Take the first right." We didn't listen.
You didn't take the blue blaze.
We didn't.
We checked every spur trail to see where they went, and we
Yep.
saw, you know, the posted signs at your place, and another, one of the other property owners had posted signs, another one did not.
Did not, yeah.
But, you know, we did the right thing, and we turned around. But anyways,
right.
Nancy, we thank you
Thank
for
you.
your
Yeah,
time.
thank
you
tonight.
for your-
Thank you,
No
Nancy.
problem.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Nice to see you all.
Yeah.
You too.
Thanks,
Thank
Nancy.
you.
Yep, always good.
We're gonna move through everything else fairly quickly. That was the big item for tonight. So, next item, well, there's another big item. Sorry about that, but Joan's gonna update us on the 2025
Yeah, that
open
was-
space plan, and
It's bad conditionally, there were some things that have to be
Yeah.
changed and updated. I was so disgusted, because nobody told me there was a 2023 score, so all my numbers
yeah,
with percentages were from the 2017. So now I just got the new 2023 from the town clerk's office, from the select board's office, so now I have to readjust the numbers.
yeah.
We need to there's a couple of maps they want, one of the maps is already in the plan. And so many of the things that I was told by the last town planner that we didn't need, we actually need.
Ah,
Yeah, 'cause it was a
Mark
long,
Resnick.
well, yeah, long list
That
of
surprised
things here. Yeah, 9
So now,
things.
but I'm working on it. I've already gone to Norman and talked about things. I've contacted the planning board. We're gonna get a letter from them at the next meeting. I'm just working my way down the list.
What about redoing the survey, I thought it said?
No, we don't have to redo the survey, but we have to, what it says is, here where it says, these things are because we just did that thing in September, I'm gonna take this part out because it's old, and we had that giant outreach in October.
yeah.
Okay, instead of doing analysis of needs and action plan?
You know, it says, 2020, out of date. But what we just did,
Yeah.
what we just did was the big outreach.
Right.
So I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
change, so
yeah.
I'm gonna change it from what's there to the new outreach that we just did. We don't need a new survey, we just,
Well,
the survey
I-
can stay.
I'm reading this differently. I'm reading is there was that survey that was done to get analysis of needs and action plan to ensure that they accurately reflect the current needs of your residents.
Right.
That's separate. The outreach we did was to educate
Right.
everybody on the tax incentives through Chapter 61 and conservation
I'll
restrictions.
contact them because I have permission to
So-
contact them and find out exactly what they're looking for.
So I think, did that survey go out in 2019 and 20, right?
2020, yeah.
And then they're saying it's over 3 years old, so they can't accept it, I think. So they're saying we have to send that out and get that input.
I don't think that's what it says.
Oh,
I'm
you-
gonna
Yeah, get
contact.
clarification. I saw that, and I
Yeah,
said-
that's not what, I don't think that's what it says at all.
If we do have to send it out again, is it, what is it, like a month allowed to turn around? And I mean, how much time are we talking?
I don't know.
We were given,
I'm gonna contact her. I have a couple of questions, so I'm gonna contact her
okay, yeah, I would.
and see just what she's looking for, because I already
Right.
talked to them at the town,
That to me.
at the office, and see what they say.
It uses the same word outreach, but
Right.
it's outreach for different things.
Right.
So, and I think that's
Yeah, so-
exactly what she's saying, doing the survey over again, because it's too old.
I will see.
But just, if it does have to be done, how long does that take? I mean, the form is always there, send it out and get it back again.
She's back.
All right.
We've missed you.
You have to swear to give this back to me.
Oh.
I have like a whole thing in my car that has like a lot of odds and ends.
Oh, wow.
But you gotta swear you give me that back. Make
Okay,
copies and give me,
right,
Wednesday.
I will.
I'll see you Wednesday. I'll be
Yeah,
looking
that's
for
right,
you.
yeah, I'll be there, yeah.
Okay?
Thank you.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's
Thanks,
And
great.
it doesn't
Thank you.
have the back piece with all the writing on it, but I will find that for you. But for
Okay.
now, that's a
Okay,
start.
perfect. Okay,
Because
Yeah.
perfect.
It
sometimes
looks like
things
the-
go out of my.
Right.
Looks like there should be a buried treasure somewhere.
Yeah, it does.
Well, Pete did a pretty good job, and that
Yeah.
was years ago,
Yeah,
actually,
that's
when we
good.
did the Blue Blaze Trail, because we didn't have a way.
Mm-hmm.
There was a nice trail that was already there, and it just wasn't blazed. But that one's a little
All right, I will,
steep. You talk about a steep hill.
Yeah.
I will get this back to you, thanks, Nancy.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye again.
Thank you.
So,
So I will contact her and see exactly what she's looking for.
no, definitely, but if she says it is, how long does that take to do?
Well, we can use the same
Right,
survey.
same one, send it out again.
Send it out again.
How much time do you have to allow for?
You set a
reply?
time- you set a
Like
time
2 weeks
frame.
or something?
Set a
So
time
So
frame.
it can be manageable.
Set a time.
Use the existing one, send it out, get it back, and then you have to update the numbers in the plan. So-
How many
Right.
people does the survey have to go to?
Goes to all residents, I think.
Right.
But not all of them are gonna respond.
Right.
Right.
And the rest of it, probably the smaller stuff. That's the one that jumped out at me, it was
Yeah.
number one. But okay, so, and anything else
see.
on the other items you wanna discuss, or?
I think that's fine. I mean, I think pretty much, I know they want a list of all the chapter land now. I've already tried to get the chapter land from the assessor's office. It's in the process now because new people have applied.
Yeah,
So I have the list from the assessor's office.
we have the
I also-
2025 list.
Yeah, I do. I want to find out if, because you're good at graphs. I don't think we want to put people's names in the open space plan, but they want all the chapter land. So I think we just have to take and where it is. So I think we have to take people's names off that graph. That's another thing I want to ask them.
All right, yeah, find out exactly what you need and what help you need.
I mean, this is it. That's a chapter list for fiscal 2027. These are the people that have already reapplied. So I think what we would do would be take this list out. But we have to break it down by 61A, 61B, 61. But this is the latest list.
So that's where they just had the December 1st deadline, that's after that?
Right. And I just
That's
got
fresh.
it. And see, these are the new people that apply. It's tough because there's nobody really working in the assessor's office
Yeah.
now. That makes it harder. Makes it a lot harder to get info.
All right, anyway, so you're on it, you're gonna let us know
I'm on it.
what help
I'm
you
working on
need.
it, yeah.
But yeah, I would watch out for that number one. clarification.
Do you need any help, John?
I'll let you know.
Okay.
You bet. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. All right, anything else, or ready to move on? Okay. And I just,
I mean, it's conditionally accepted, so we can actually apply
Yeah.
for grants.
right, we just
Okay.
can't get awarded the grants, but we can apply. You can't get the.
We just can't get the money till it's totally accepted. But we
Right.
can apply
So,
now.
Yeah, that's good, it's a start. So if something does come up, we could apply. Agenda item 4, just the Mass Community Biodiversity Grants Program. This is more of a town thing, I think, but they didn't give any notice.
Yeah.
I just got this, when I sent it out, and it's like, but it's something, if we wanted to do anything, it's really the town that has to apply, the way I'm reading it, who's eligible to apply. It's a municipalities, like the town of Lakeville. I don't think open space committees do, but anyways, I got it, so I passed it on to everybody, and there's just no time to do anything.
I know.
Yeah, because these are big projects, they're talking grants of $20,000 to $200,000. These are not little, little things. And if, had enough notice and we came up with something, we'd have to go to Andrew Superforth, town administrator, and see if we wanted to do something as a town to apply for a grant. But that's the way I'm reading this. I don't know if
Yeah,
anybody
no.
have any other thoughts? So I don't think we can do anything with it. You got 3 weeks to the deadline.
Yeah,
And then the work has to be done by next June.
yeah, that's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
That's a state.
Would it include purchasing property though? That was my question. I didn't, it wasn't that clear, I didn't think.
What type of projects are eligible, include but not limited to, there's all kinds of stuff listed here. I don't see anything about purchasing property here, I don't see that. But anyway, I don't think it matters at this point, because we
Yeah.
can't really do anything, but I did want to share that
Yeah,
potential something if it was, I
Right.
think, addressed with more time.
well, maybe we'll learn about it for next year.
Yeah, and we don't have any projects like slated that would love to do this if we had the money? Like, we don't have a plan for that?
Mm-mm.
Because if we did, then we could be like, oh, let's
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
what we could do.
I mean,
But
there's
there
probably
really-
just little
there really
concepts
isn't
that you
anything,
mentioned.
though,
There
right?
really isn't right
They did
now.
mention making some type of garden or something,
Right.
but, you have to have money and planning to
Right.
do that, and
Oh, yeah, that was on there, right? It was
Yeah,
on there,
yeah, the
community
garden
garden,
stuff.
that's what, yeah, we need
I
to do that.
I thought of
That's
you when
my
I saw
thing,
that,
yeah.
because that was one of the first things you mentioned. You could do something like that. But,
With my youth group, we had community gardens at Soul Farm, yeah.
Mm.
So, I mean, obviously, I think it would have to be submitted through the town, the whole
Right.
application process is December 26th, and then it's gonna take somebody to push it
Right.
through and get it done by June, but you'd probably, I guess you'd be, hiring some type of plant place to come in
Right.
and plant it. With
Well,
some volunteer work helping.
usually people do their own gardens,
I don't know.
community garden, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not
we're working on a
like-
veterans one. The
Are
veterans
you?
people want to come in and do one.
In
Yeah.
Lakeville?
Yeah, so I think our Lacey Marshall, our human resources person, is working on that.
Okay,
So yeah,
so does it
we'll
need
start
money?
small. Everything needs money.
Well, there we go.
That's true.
You've got 3 weeks, but I
Yeah,
think it has to be
I'm
the
not sure.
town needs to apply. Who is eligible, public and non-public entities, such as municipalities, state agencies, nonprofit organizations, tribal governments, museums, and academic institutions. Partnerships between eligible grantees and private organizations are welcome. I'm not prepared to do anything.
No.
No,
All right,
we're
so
not gonna do
Anyways,
that, yeah.
we looked at it and we're aware of it,
We'll
but we
be-
can't do
maybe-
anything right now.
Well, we're for next year, right?
Yep, if they give us more notice, but yeah, you could think of things ahead of time.
Right. Yeah.
But you really have to think ahead on that one. All right, we're gonna move on. Agenda item 5, review and approve the November 6th meeting minutes. Everybody's looked at them, and any discussion?
I make a motion to accept them.
Have a second? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Right. Meeting minutes of November 6th are accepted as is. Committee commission updates, the APC, Nancy was just here, but I'll get an update at the next week's meeting and report out at our next meeting in January. So I no update today, other than what Nancy might have let slip during the earlier conversation.
So, yeah.
Conservation Commission, again, Nancy was here, but I did look, and there was nothing really on the website out of the unusual that would directly impact open space. So I would say no update there. Historical Commission,
Brian, Historical Commission?
Okay, cold weather, we really don't have anything planned. The only thing going to be going on in the next 2 months will be the Lakeville Historical Society, and there's going to be a talk on King Philip's War, which was partially fought in Lakeville, and by Mr. Carr from the Middleborough Historical Society. So that'll be on the 4th Wednesday, probably at
Of-
7 at night
Of February.
in February.
4th Wednesday in February. Where is it?
United Church of Christ in the
Okay.
basement. We used to meet here, but we've been moved to there.
Oh, yeah, you said that last time. And that's the presentation on the King Philip War?
Right. 1675 to 1676.
And that's posted in the community newsletter.
It will be.
All right, anything else?
That'd be the 18th, I believe.
18th?
February 18th, the third Wednesday.
Thank you.
Is that what you're looking for,
The
third
fourth,
Wednesday?
fourth Wednesday.
He said
Fourth
the
Wednesday.
The fourth
Fourth
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Oh, the
Yeah.
fourth Wednesday is the 25th.
25th.
CPC? Then anything?
Oh,
on
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. I guess-
They didn't meet, they didn't meet, as she was saying
Oh.
before, it's like, so we'll be meeting with the planning, a joint, with the planning board on, January 11th was the date that was thrown out before.
Okay.
We don't meet.
All right, so good. All right, and Park Commission?
Slow time for the next 2 months. Just like he said, it's cold weather. Nobody's outside, so
Will there be any ice skating anywhere?
you know. Last year it was the first time Clear Pond froze in years.
Yeah.
So I just said to my husband this week that I'm gonna have to meet with Chief Mike and see what we can do to get that opened up.
Well, tonight's gonna be a good start.
Well, they said on the news the next 4 days are gonna be, so things should start freezing.
Yeah.
But we missed it last year because no one was expecting it.
Mm.
So I'd like to be ready this year and have a plan just in case.
So if you do get the ice, will you do announce something in the community newsletter that there's an ice skating party, or what happens?
Probably not the community newsletter because it only goes out once a month, so it may
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
It'll probably be hard to find just maybe an email blast, maybe a sign out front. I don't know. Because they used to do it, but I didn't, so I don't know.
Yeah.
How deep is that, do you know?
I don't know.
No.
They just did a survey this summer with the depth charts, but
You can walk quite a ways out from the shore before it starts getting up.
Okay.
yeah. Well, it depends where because I guess the new beach, it goes way out, but the old beach it goes out and then it drops off,
Oh.
and the water's been so low that you're already starting out
Oh, okay.
quite a distance.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Alright,
Good
so-
questions.
Yeah, I haven't seen Long Pond freeze in years and years
No.
and years.
Yeah.
I'd have to say over 10 years.
All right, I know we're running long tonight, so, agenda item 7, on the properties list, we have just an update on the 15.6 acre, the priority protection area parcel that is out of chapter 61. You know, it's been out since the end of 21. It's been confirmed that it is out of chapter 61. The forest consultant has notified the landowner, and the assessor says that, you know, they don't do anything, they will be taxed full assessment starting, you know, this fiscal year. And based on the deadlines, they're not gonna be able to do anything this year with a 61. It might, actually, it was 61A was the deadline was yesterday too, right? So unless they got something in on a 61A, because the 61, they need a whole new, or an updated forest plan, and a forest plan which has to be approved by the DCR forester, and that didn't happen. So they're not, you know, opening another 61 10-year agreement, but they could do a shorter term 61A easier if they did something a few days ago, which I don't know. But right now is, you know, that's a priority protection area. Is it 15.6 acres that potentially could be going for sale?
For sale.
So we keep an eye on that. I guess I can check with the assessor's office and see if they did go for a 61A. Can do that. And if they didn't, that means it is you know, it is unprotected, and I don't know how to find out it's on the market or not. If should contact the landowner.
What's the address of it, do you know?
Well, I have the parcel number here. So
Okay,
006
Okay.
001 011.
okay.
It's over on County Road towards the Berkeley line. And
Okay.
it's kind of rolling forest land, or maybe a little field too. And it's kind of an odd shape. because it's here, it is on County Street, comes back around here. So,
And stops.
yeah, and most of the other parcels in that area are in Chapter 61.
Oh, wow, okay.
Most of them are, not all of them. But,
Well, I was looking for land today online, and a 15.6 acre didn't pop up, so it's not for
Yeah.
sale yet.
yeah, yeah. You know, sometimes things are unlisted too.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. What did pop up though is Powderly Meadows.
Oh, it
It's
did.
50 acres.
Yeah, I was looking for that today and I couldn't find it.
What is it, Powderly Acres?
Powderly Meadows. It was a horse trails and dog grooming, and
Mhm.
it said
So-
wetlands. So
so-
they must have parted it out because the part that's for sale doesn't have a house. It has an old barn.
And so, and where did you find the listing?
I Googled land for sale in Lakeville.
Right.
I did Redfin and I did Zillow.
Yeah, I tried
There
a
was
couple of
another
things
one.
and I couldn't find it because I had heard that it was for sale.
It just came up today. It said one
But the thing
day.
is that property is in Chapter 61A and they renewed for this year.
So they can sell it, but
Right.
nothing can be done with it for 10 years.
Right, they can't change the use of the land unless they, I guess they can get the, I don't know.
Is it like a golf course and they just pay back taxes if they pull out?
It's
Yeah,
possible,
exactly.
so definitely back taxes for 5 years from when they come out of 61. And I don't know, that right of first refusal, if that gets bypassed somehow, that's in 1 year, but if that it was sold without giving the town right of first refusal, then that would be a problem. So we have to be aware of that, because that could change some things too. So I guess, so it is for sale,
Mhm.
and it is in Chapter 61A.
Yeah, it was. I was surprised. It's 1.25 million, 1.25. So I didn't think that was bad for 50 acres.
Well, I guess, yeah, I was looking to confirm, you know, I did confirm it was still in 61A. Wasn't able to confirm that it was on the market, so try and get, I guess the thing is to at least notify the town administrator so he's aware that there's and I don't know if it's probably a priority protection area, I'm not sure, I haven't checked that.
I don't know.
But, so, do some investigation, but, yeah, I had gotten an email about that, might be for sale. Thank you for that, and we'll do some more investigation on it, and if it looks like it is for sale, at least notify the town administrator. I don't know what we can do,
Well, the CPC has some money they've been holding on to.
but.
Not much.
Yeah, if the horses is not enough, then there's always a bond, but that's more expensive. So.
Right.
But anyways, we're aware that it's on the market, but it is in 61A. We can see what the town administrator thinks about it, you know, so I'll make a note to get, I'll send him an email that 61A confirmed, on the market confirmed. Okay. And this one here, I'll check if they did a 61A, but probably not. So that one may be going on the market
Where
too.
is it?
Where's what?
Where is that land? I don't know where it is.
Oh, Powderly Meadows. Oh, it's on Montgomery Street,
Oh,
down
Montgomery, okay.
closer to the East Taunton line.
Oh, okay, I was over there the other day, okay.
Okay, so I'll, this one I'll check if they did a 61A on the 15.6 acres, and I'll also check on the Powderly, and see if I can find that listing. And
Oh, it'll pop right up.
I looked for it twice on 2 different ways, and I didn't find it.
She said it was just today, though.
It was just today. It said it had only been listed for 1 day, so.
I don't know if it was yesterday or today, I checked. Maybe it was yesterday. All right, but I'll see if I can get that listing, and then I can email Andrew just to notify him that it's for sale. And how much was it? 1.25 million?
Yeah,
It's the asking price, and it's 47.3 acres or something like that.
50 point something.
Right, around 50 acres. All right, But so I'll follow up on those two, at least let the town administrator know about them. Okay, the Land Conservation Outreach Program, just a closing update on that. I had gotten, since the last meeting, I had gotten 3 emails. One of them was just asking if we can still pick up the pamphlets, which they can, and one of them actually, well, 2 of them, one went to my junk file, and so I didn't see it for like a month. But I emailed them back, and they didn't respond. So they probably got the information they wanted elsewhere, or they just said never mind.
Give up, yeah.
And then the same thing, the other one, it came in on a Wednesday, and I saw it on Monday, like just a few days later, and I immediately responded, and nothing back. So, so there was some activity, but I don't know what they did. They may have just gone elsewhere to get their information, which is fine. But that's all I can do. They didn't respond back. So that was the emails. On the pamphlets, I did, the live events were in October, dated October. You know, don't leave things up on bulletin boards too long. We're up for 3 months. So I did take the flyers down, but I asked with the library, senior center, and town hall, okay to leave some of the pamphlets there, and they said yes. So we have 6 of each, you know, the chapter 61 and the protecting your legacy, at 6 of each at the town hall, 5 of each at the library, and 4 chapter 61s here at the senior center, and 3 of the legacies. And I know somebody's going to pick up a set at the town hall. They said they would. So we got some copies there, and that's about all I got left. So because we started with about 50 of each, so it looks like about 35 of each were picked up, you know, roughly. So that's pretty good. Plus, those pamphlets are available from Mass Woods online. You can just download them as a PDF. Well, but that's basically the end of that outreach. I mean, something else might trickle in, but we're done with it. People have been educated on what their options are. A lot of people took advantage, going to the assessor's office, and you know what the end result is. Obviously, there was some new sign-ups for the Chapter 61 list there,
5.
which, yeah, 5 new ones this year.
Well, so far 5,
Yeah.
as of last week.
Yeah.
That's good. So was a successful program.
Yes, it was.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It was.
Yeah, there was, you know, a lot of good response. And, you know, plus the live events were great too, especially at Forest Conference was, they could have put more people in there, but they, you know, they have a limit. But anyways, that's, I won't, unless something comes up, I won't, that'll be the last update on that. We're moving on to other things. Okay, next item, the agenda item 9 was the town-owned land parcels, determine level of protection. And Joan, you
I
have
think
that?
I have just about all of them. Do you have any idea, and maybe you can find this out for me, what's the protection status of the Ted Williams camp?
I don't believe there's any definitive,
I didn't think
Protection that was-
there was,
like,
yeah.
like it used to be assumed that it was in chapter 79.
Right.
Is that correct? And then there were apparently like 2 deeds, so then the first building was put on there, was the library.
Right.
And then the senior center.
Right.
And then when they tried to stop the police station from being built on there, it was because the other 2 buildings were built there.
Right.
That was precedence.
Right.
So that even if it was in 79, once the first buildings were
Right.
put, it didn't matter anymore.
Okay, so I couldn't find any protection status for it, so I'm assuming that it doesn't really have any.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. I am looking into a grant, and if we get the grant, and it's up to $1 million, so it's a pretty good sized grant. And if we do baseball fields over with that, the land has to go into 79 officially.
Okay,
So I don't know if that's going to be something the town is going to be willing to do.
and I know one of the things that they want redone in the plan is information on different parks around town, so I'm gonna have to talk to Park Commission about what they were looking for the open space plan. Do you have, when's your next meeting? Or do you have any
Next
meeting?
Thursday.
Okay, won't be next week, so, so the
So
one
in
after that.
January, it's in January.
I'll come to January's meeting and talk about what they want for the open space plan, okay?
Okay.
So it sounds like in next meeting, that'll probably be,
You said next Thursday, right?
Yeah, the 11th.
I'll be in Boston.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
because you've got it pretty much done.
Right,
Yes.
and it's budget stuff next, because
Okay,
our budget's due
yeah.
on Christmas. So,
Okay.
And then the agenda item 10, inventory and prioritize land parcels for conservation interest. And I've done some more work on the spreadsheet, but I just brought the front page for everybody, just for a little discussion, because I'm still populating it. And so it's changed a little bit from our last meeting. I did add the criteria to the right side, and I've been populating. So I started out with putting all the vacant land in there, because that could be of interest. Then I did take a look at the conservation restrictions, but if that was protected in perpetuity, I didn't put it on here because it's already all set. Yeah, so, but the, like the agricultural one was on there that had so many years on it. I put that in because you want to be aware when that's coming off. Then I went through the 2025 Chapter 61 list, and I put everything from that list in there. And if it was either 61 forest or 61A, some type of farming or bog, and I put a yes under the agriculture column because they're doing agriculture, active agriculture. If it was 61B, then, it's just open land. So I didn't check anything off there. There's no agriculture being claimed there. And we're not putting names of the owner, whether it's private or town of Lakeville, or it could be the state. So with the vacant land, the list I had from the assessors didn't have the owner, so I'll have to get that off the vision cards and fill in whether some of it could be state, some of it private, but that's no problem, I can fill that in. One question I had was, when I was doing the Chapter 61 properties, some of them were getting pretty small, like you see some 1.7s here. And do we, obviously they're part of something, they've been pieced together. Should I leave them on there for analysis, or just take them off? Like with the vacant land, we went down to 5 acres, because there's some smaller vacant land too. You can get into some pretty small things. And when we did the mailing list for the outreach, we because of Chapter 61, we stopped at 5 acres or.
Isn't that what they had to be?
Yeah, for Chapter 61.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at protection areas, suppose you got 2 acres of great land right next to a conservation piece of land, and add 2 more acres to it, I don't know. So that's what my question is, should I maybe, if it's in Chapter 61A, or 61, it's in at least a temporary protection, maybe I should just leave them on, but you can't go chasing after everything else, like with the outreach, we stopped with the 5 or 6 acres. So my thought was, maybe for now at least, I'll leave everything from Chapter 61 in the spreadsheet that I'm populating. And then I still have to go back through, I think I was going to use our outreach mailing list, because we did a lot of screening for that. If it's not on that mailing list, it's probably not going to make a priority conservation list. So I don't have to go back to the 5 acres or more list, because we already did some screening on that down to the mailing list. So I think that's the last list I need to go through, is that mailing list, and a lot of them may already be on here. So I'm up to, I think, just over 200 entries here with vacant land and chapter land and 1 agricultural restriction, or a few. And we had, I think, 224 on the mailing list, but a lot of those are going to be the same as these, I think. And I know a lot of them aren't, like 30 Howland, which is a priority protection area, is not on here yet, but it will be once I go through that mailing list, because anything that should have been of interest for conservation was on that mailing list, because whether for a conservation restriction or a 60. So I think we're going to leave out some of the small stuff, but I think we have to, otherwise, unless if we become aware of something in looking at the rest of it, and okay, here's a small piece that would be good, you can add them in. But I think that's where I'm going to start. I think by next meeting, hopefully I can finish populating the list, taking what's not duplicate off the outreach mailing list, putting it into this, And maybe I'll end up with, you know, between 300 and 400 entries on here.
Right.
I think I'm limited to that. So I'll leave the 61 small ponies in there for now. I did request the priority protection area list from Serpide, you know, through the town office. They said they could provide the list. They did send me a way that you can put in a parcel and find out if it's a PPA or not. You know, this multi-step thing you have to do. But they offered a spreadsheet, the list is which and they said they could do that. So because of the holiday, this was just before the holiday. I forget who our contact is here with them was going to go back, but they said they could do it. So I think we should be seeing something soon. And to me, that's the number one criteria for whether, you know, ranking the protection interest would be, as did Serpide put it as a PPA. So I'll get that populated and hopefully get the PPA list. I can fill that column in. Some of this other stuff, you know, some of these things we're not really going to know. I may, you know, shift. I think I'm going to shift the agriculture over past the PPA because we're going to be able to identify PPA or identify whether it's actively in agriculture, even though it's not 61A. There might be some with the Gulf and the vision card too. I don't know. But then, and then by looking at the map with the vision guide, you can tell whether it abuts water or abuts protected land. Some of the other ones are going to be a little more difficult. May take a little more knowledge whether it's scenic or historic, wildlife, you know, and just leave them blank. We don't know. But once we populate it, on the far left, they got a conservation priority, which we need to come up with how we want to tag them. And it wouldn't, it can vary. Obviously, if it's a PPA, I was thinking if there's, what's on the list is if there's no interest, it could be 0, and then it'd just be a low, medium, high. But then once you get to the highs, which are the highest interest, are ranking by numbers, so H1, H2, and so like, you know, these are, you know, based on, you know, the conservation value from the criteria that we have here, and we just go through them and we can rank them.
What are the chances that more than one of those high properties is going to be available at the same time? Because if you rank them, right, and number 7 comes up, are you going to bypass number 7 because it's not 1 through 6?
I wouldn't think so. You know, because you never know if
Right.
one may never come up.
Never may come up.
So, you know, so maybe the number doesn't matter. Maybe it's just high, medium, low, and 0. And if it's a 0, then we probably take them off the list. Because in the end, we're going to share this list with the town administrator and the assessor's office. So the assessor's office can notify us of anything, and the town administrator needs to be aware of it. And I don't know who else needs it, but it's not just for making a list. It's for when something happens, we can look at it and quickly say, oh yeah, you know, this is how much interest we have. So maybe we don't need any numbers on the highs, whether it's high, medium, low, or 0. And the zeros will probably come out to us in the end. But it's a step process, learning as we go here. But by next month, I'll have it further along, and then, you know, if it gets far enough, I'll distribute the whole spreadsheet. But I think for right now, this is all it's worth, is just looking at the format of the page and where it's going. And if you have any other thoughts on what I might be missing or a different way to do something. But
I think it looks good. It's easy to read.
yeah, try and keep the print big enough. You know?
Yeah, I do appreciate that, yes. For now, though, I do agree that you should leave the little properties on, because the little properties, if you put them together, the 1.7, they're all next door to each other.
Yeah.
109, 111, 113.
I mean, they're right, and there's 1, 3, 5, and 7, so it's 48.9, and then the 3
Yeah.
1.7s. So that's a big chunk of property.
That is.
Okay, so definitely leave those on. And yeah, we'll see once I get through the outreach mailing list how many entries we got if we want to look at vacant land below 5 acres or not. Because I do have the list, but you know, you got to stop somewhere.
It's a lot, yeah.
And it could be too big. So, all right, anyway, that's where that is. So we'll continue to work on that. New business, outside of what we already discussed, I pretty much put all the correspondence in the agenda up ahead, so I don't have anything else that came in. Any new agenda items for next meeting that anybody would like to add? I know we have a lot going on already. Okay. Now, the next meeting would be New Year's Day, so that's not gonna happen. They're not even gonna be open here. So I did talk to Lori, and I have some options for a January meeting. So the only Thursday in January, we could do the third Thursday, January 15th, if that works, or we can do any Monday, except for the 19th is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and any Tuesday except the third Tuesday, which is already taken. So, I know that's a lot if you don't have a calendar in front of you, but third Thursday is January 15th. That's only 2 weeks later than we would have met, and you're going through all the holidays. So is everybody available for
I guess, maybe, what was it, Thursday?
Thursday, January 15th? It's the third Thursday.
Yeah, I'm okay. We meet the 11th and the next one after, so the middle one's fine.
I'm not sure, so they had the 11th for the CPC, but I'm not sure. Usually it is the third Thursday. But, so it was a tentative, so I don't know, so.
So maybe we ought to wait and let everybody look at the dates they have and then email and pick a date. That people have
Laurie said it was
available.
first come, first serve, so we'll
Right,
get in
exactly.
quick. And
Yeah.
book the room, otherwise it could get taken. That's the way it goes. And if you feel it's safer, there's any Monday except the 19th is also available, or any Tuesday except third Tuesday, whatever date that is.
I vote for Tuesday.
You like Tuesdays?
It doesn't matter. I have nothing those days.
Okay, I'm good on a Tuesday. Tuesdays?
Is Tuesday, what date?
Let's see, any
January.
Tuesday except the third Tuesday.
Do
So
the first Tuesday.
Yeah, what is the first Tuesday? The first.
7th,
Well, whatever is
6th.
good.
That-
I mean,
that's New Year's
Tuesday
Day?
doesn't matter to me.
It's New
The
Year's
first
Day.
Thursday is New Year's Day,
Oh.
so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It would be about the 5th or something, right?
Yeah.
I don't have a calendar in front of me, unfortunately. I think it's Tuesday, it'd be Tuesday the 5th, 6 PM. If that, Bob's looking it up to confirm that. Is that good with everybody?
January, Tuesday, the 6th,
6th?
13th, 20th, 27th.
I was so close. So it's the 6th.
6th.
Is everybody good for Tuesday, January 6th? 6 PM here.
At this point, yeah.
Okay. Tuesday, January 6th. And then after that, of course, it'll go back to the regular first Thursday of the month. Just for January, it'll be Tuesday, January 6th, and I will email Lori in the morning and book that. And I also have to book a regular time for the rest of the year, which I wanted that in writing also. So,
And then do we let LakeCAM know that we're meeting a different day?
no.
Or do they just all of a sudden know?
Well, no, we'll see.
Yeah, when it gets posted, but
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll
yeah, because of the holiday, we are gonna have a different date.
Yeah, we'll see it. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
great, just got that.
There you
All right, so that's that, and I think that was it for the agenda. Anything else before we call for adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
In favor? Aye.
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned.